Hello, you guys. Caught me in the middle. I can't believe how this is. I've got food in my mouth, and I can't believe I pushed the button to talk to you guys while I still have food in my mouth. Well, I'm going to exit down. I'm going over here to the computer, listening to the Gospels of Thomas. Let's listen to it for just a minute while I eat a sandwich. All right, and don't watch me. You know, well, let's just hear a couple of things off of this Gospel of Thomas.
Right? Interpretation of these sayings will not taste death.
All right, damn it. I want to be able to talk about it.
These are the secret words which the living Jesus spoke, and which Didymus Judas Thomas wrote down. And he said,
"Whoever finds the interpretation of these sayings will not taste death." As for the one who seeks, let him continue to seek until he finds. When he finds, he will become agitated. When he becomes agitated, he will be astounded, and he will reign over the all. If the ones who lead you should say to you, "See, the kingdom is in heaven," then the birds of heaven will precede you. If they say to you, "It is in the sea," then the fish will precede you. But the kingdom is inside of you, and it is outside of you. When you know yourselves, then you will become known, and you will understand that you are the sons of the living Father. But if you will not know yourselves, you dwell in poverty, and it is you who are that poverty.
Hold it. Did you hear all that? Right off the bat, we get this. If you can learn this interpretation, you will never die. All right? This is the idea that once you learn to sow these seeds, once you learn the interpretation, and they're just talking right off the top of their mouths, right? You would think, but it's not. This is all coded. The kingdom of heaven. They're talking about the kingdoms is inside of you and outside of you, because this is the kingdom of heaven actually is both heaven and earth, because those are the two that you want to become one, as in heaven, as this idea of the Lord's Prayer is that you want to bring up to earth what is also in heaven. So earth is the skin, the lower mind as well, and heaven is the higher conscious and the invisible. So you're talking about the vessel and what it contains, or the temple and the gold inside the temple. It's pretty simple, all right? And that's the first part of this, Thomas. You know why it didn't go in? Why this isn't? Because they're telling you right off the bat that if you could understand yourself, this is that idea of the Elohim and the inside and outside of you. If you can learn this, then that's great. But if you can't, go back to work. Go back until you do find it. When you do find it, you're going to be really sore. That's the whole idea, because you have to find this and suck. You have to be mad, and you get mad. You say, "You mean I've been doing this all my life, and I've been going the wrong way, and it just pisses you off?" And what have we learned with me in the last couple of years here? How astounding these things are that we now discover once we can see, once we can hear, and once we do understand within our heart what's going on in these scriptures. A whole new world open up. And that's what they mean by a whole new heaven and earth. And that's why this is a part of that number 4. These are the kingdoms. Kingdoms coming from, worshiping the skin or worshiping the outside world to learning and understanding that there's an inside place, and this is where your attention was supposed to be brought to life. But once you find it, then both sides become one. Let's see what else goes on. This is a long gospel. We're not going to go through everything.
The man old in days will not hesitate to ask a small child 7 days old about the place of life. and he will live. For many who are first will become last, and they will become one and the same. Recognize what is before your face, and that which is hidden from you will be revealed. For there is nothing hidden that will not become revealed.
Do you want us to fast? And how shall we pray?
Shall we give alms?
What kind of diet shall we observe?
Do not tell lies, and do not do what you hate. For all things are revealed before heaven. For there is nothing hidden which will not become manifest, and nothing covered will remain without being uncovered.
He's talking about once you get this idea, because until then, it's all covered up. There's absolutely nothing. This is why this gospel didn't make it into it. It's very Gnostic oriented in that it's really coming right down and telling you that there is something out there. There's something in these texts. And when I'm just listening to it, but I can hear the 1, 2, and 3 in it. These here are Bible scriptures. This has the code in it. I'll find it somewhere written down and give it a good thorough. But basically, even if it's not written down and you hearing this here, I'm just going to turn it off. I've heard enough of it for now, because I have some things that I need to do. So I'm going to find you, and there we are. Okay. And then go back to eating something. This is a good listen to, the Gospel of Thomas is going to be one of those ones that just hits the surface a little too, or, the spiritual part of this. It gives away too much information. And in fact, if I'm not, I've read this before and gone through this before. This is the gospel that has an account of one of his favorite apostles, which would be John, right? The one that's on his breast all the time, the one that's on his chest, all right? Is the one that he loved the most, the one that people think is his queer lover, But aside from all of that, he kind of has a dream of Jesus being crucified, and and it just scares him to death. And in the process of this, and I'll go and find it, because I might be just talking about another gospel, another one of those gospels that didn't make the list because of this content that, when he woke up, he went to this, when he woke up from his dream, he went to this favorite place where he would always knew he could find him, and this was in some cave in a mountain. And when he arrived there, he found Jesus there laughing and having a great old time. And he was saying, but I go, and he says, well, no, none of that really happens. He says, he was talking in double speak, like, yes, this happens, but no, I didn't die. But yes, this happens, but no, that didn't happen. And no, but this, and showing us that it was done symbolically. So that killed this group from to be put into the party, into the mix with the rest of the Bible. It just came too close, all right. And then of course they would outlaw it so you couldn't hear any of it again. And then also I think it has a lot of strange things in there, like it'd be better for a woman to turn into a man and stuff like that, and all this business. I'm going to go later on, look at it and check it out even further. But right off the bat, it is one of the viable members of the code of the family, the book of the code. It's right off the bat, it's telling you that anyone that can learn the interpretation of this will see no death. Pretty good shit. All right. Anyways, this is one of the shortest ones. I want to say good morning and welcome anybody aboard that's new. We don't hate Jesus here. We don't hate the Lord here. We believe in them as being energies. We don't necessarily see them as being real life people. And if we did see them as real life people, then we lose the message of of what they're trying to tell us to do. So if we kill the Christ in the end and he is totally dead and gone, well, then we lose our salvation thinking that. And of course, we are waiting for him to come back to us some other time, which he never will. Okay? That's believing in the Word. But if you believe in the Spirit, you'd find that this energy, this Jesus is inside of you and always has been. Never went anywhere, never left, always is there. And then when you find this out, then you can sow the seed correctly, which is the idea of reading and interpreting the Bible correctly. You plant this seed, and when this child sprouts and makes it to its destination on your behalf, you're glorified by God. I love you guys. You're given everlasting life. And as this child grows within you, as this vine of fruit grows within you, just like my garden here, as you continue to nourish it and feed it, and give it water, which is from your own well, you keep your mind renewed, you keep the world in light, and things, you just grow. You don't know what's going to happen from here. You don't know. This is just the real you coming out, for its first time in a long time. All right, so Delta is ready when you are. I'll see you guys later.